All right, guys, good day. Today's Total Body Fitness is going to be working on balance, doing unilateral or same-sided exercises. You're gonna need a long resistance band, some blocks, sliders if you have them. If you don't have sliders, that's okay, like a small washcloth. If you have carpeting, then maybe a paper plate or something like that that would kind of slide around on the floor for you. You'll need weights as well. All right, so let's get started. So we're gonna start actually by stepping forward and then returning back to your starting position. So if I step behind my mat, I'm gonna step forward onto the mat and then step back off the mat. This way I'm working already on one-sided balance work, changing direction, having to incorporate the core. Every time you step forward and stop, you have to tighten up. Also getting the knees a little bit involved. And then let's march in place, picking up the knee high. And then we're gonna hamstring curl or butt kick. Take the arms out to the side and lower. Take the arms forward and lower. Now we're gonna bend forward just a little bit at the hips, bend the knees, we're gonna bring the arms back and lower. And last one. Go ahead and stand up and give me a shoulder roll. And then change the direction. And then turn your head to the right. And then center, and then to the left. And center. Now pedal out the feet. And now we're gonna step forward so that we can step backwards. So make sure you have plenty of room behind. You're gonna step back, lift up your toe in front, and step forward. Step back, lift up your toe in front, and step forward. Now when you step back, the foot that you're stepping on, you wanna bend the knee. We don't wanna step back and lock out that leg. Let's go ahead and bend the knee just a little bit. All right, next up, you're gonna take your right foot. You're gonna step forward to the side, then backwards. It might look something like this. I'm gonna mirror you with my left. You're gonna step forward, then push to the side, then step back, and then come to center. And then you're gonna change feet, step forward to the side, back, and center. Now, when I'm doing the foot that's not moving, I'm on the ball of that foot. So I step forward with the right, and the back foot, your left foot, is going to be just the ball of the foot the whole time. You won't come down onto that heel. Then you'll push off and step to the side. You'll push off and step back, and then come back to center. Then you're going to change forward, and then you're going to stay on the ball of that back foot or your stationary foot as you go in a clock or around the world type action. Okay, now we're gonna reverse that circle. So you're gonna start backwards, move side, forward, and then back to center. So stepping back on your right, you're gonna go to the side, going forward, and then back to center. You're gonna step back on your left, and you're gonna come up onto the ball of the front foot. You're gonna push off to the side, push off forward, and back to center. And then you repeat. So step back, you got the ball of your front foot there. You're gonna push off the ball of that foot, forward, and then back to center. And then change side, you step back, put just the ball of the foot there, side, forward, center. Going again. It's a little bit of a mind game this morning. All right, let's march this out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to keep marching, but the legs are going to go out to the side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and twist through your torso. We're going to do some squats. So if you have trouble with squatting, you can always grab a chair and have a seat and stand up. Otherwise, we're just going to go little bits at a time since we're still kind of warming up. Bring your feet about shoulder width apart, toes more forward than out to the side, but if you need to turn them out due to your hips structure, please do that. You're going to take your weight into your heels so you can tap your toes. You're going to reach your arms slightly forward. You're going to feel your abdominals work and your back start to work. You're going to bend the knees just a little bit and put more weight now centered onto the foot. From here, just go down and up. Little small movements, waking up the knees. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rise all the way up. Straighten the legs, lock out the legs, and squeeze your glutes. And let's do that again. Going into a little bit of a squat, weight to the heels, then bend the knees, and then put the weight centered onto the foot, not onto the ball of the foot, because we want to stay a little bit back weighted. We just don't want to be so far back that you do go back. And we're going to go down, little pulses. For 3, 2, 1, and stand up, straighten the legs, squeeze the glutes. Let's do a quick quad release, stretching it out. Grab a hold of the foot or ankle and change. We're going to go up onto the balls of the feet. We're going to rise up and lower down, doing a calf raise. If you need to hold on, or even if you don't need to hold on, at least put a finger, because even if I could do it without, I may not do as much range as if I do have a little bit of support. I can get a little higher up. One thing to pay attention to is that you don't let your feet roll out to the sides like this. We really want to try to push the ankles forward over the toes, keeping everything in line, not letting them fall out to the side. Couple more. Nice. Lift a toe up, stretching it out, and change, lift the toe up. We're going to do a standing straight leg raise. So I'd like you to hold on to something. You're going to point one foot forward. You're going to keep the leg straight. You can either let the foot be floppy, pointed, or flexed, whatever feels the best to you. Some people are prone to calf cramps, and so a flexed foot does help that. But if you have sciatica, you might want to take the other point, pointing down, or just relaxing the foot, because then it doesn't stretch that nerve so much. So you got to find what feels good to you. We're going to do 8 lifts. I really want you to focus on lifting right through this whole front part of your thigh. Stand up tall, abs are on. Your standing leg is nice and strong. You feel your butt working, and we're going to lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Change sides. First, just starting with the stand, hold, lock out the leg. Other leg is strong, butt is working, you're tall and lengthened. I'm gonna hold here. Now we're gonna do the lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go back to your starting leg. You're gonna point it behind you and we're gonna lift straight leg. I do want your chest to be up for this round. So point the foot back, try to keep your chest up if possible. If you've got back pain, you can lean forward a little bit. You're gonna use your butt to lift the leg straight, okay? We're gonna get into hamstrings a little bit later. So keep the leg straight, 8 lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Change feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Next, we're gonna go back to the straight leg lift, but you're gonna turn the foot out and turn it back in. Now, I'm not just turning the foot, I'm gonna try to turn the whole leg. It might look like this from the front. If I lift up my leg, I'm gonna turn it out and in. I'm not gonna move it out and in. I'm gonna rotate at the hip. I feel like the whole inner seam of my leg, of my pant leg, is now going more up towards the ceiling. When I turn it back in, I feel like it's going more towards the wall. So you're gonna lift, you're gonna go out, in, lower. Lift, out, in, lower. That's the pattern, and we'll do 4 of those. We lift, out, in, 1. Lift, out, in, 2. Lift, out, in, 3. Last one, lift, out, in, and 4. Change feet. Lift, out, in, 1. Lift, out, in, 2. Lift, out, in, 3. Lift, out, in, and 4. We're going to now extend the starting leg behind you. We're going to do the hamstring curl. I do want you to point the toe as your starting position. If you notice, my leg is way extended behind me. I'm going to try to keep that leg back there and bend the knee. Try not to let the knee collapse and come forward. See if you can use your glutes and your back to keep kind of lifting that leg up and away from your body behind you. Once again, hold on, and if you need to lean forward a little bit, that works as well. We're gonna lift, and we got curl 1, curl 2, curl 3, curl 4. Let's go to 6, 5, and 6. Change feet. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to do a standing fire hydrant. You're going to start with your starting leg, bend the knee, you're going to bring the leg out to the side. I want you to notice the difference. I can go out to the side with my knee kind of starting slightly in front. I can also bring that knee more in line with the other knee and go out. I can bring that knee further behind me, lean forward a little bit, and go out and back. That last one is the one I want you to try to do. So you're going to stand on one leg, you're going to bend that knee, you're going to lean forward a little bit, and the standing leg is slightly bent. You're going to try to go back at a back diagonal with your leg, squeezing your butt. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Change sides, you should be feeling this. We go back a little bit, and we're going to kick back and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's shake a leg, eh? Now we're gonna do a high knee, but bring the knee across the body. So when you lift up your right leg, you're gonna bring it across towards your left shoulder. Sometimes I'll have you turn and twist your shoulders as well. We're gonna start though with the shoulders steady. And we're gonna try not to move those shoulders as you bring the leg in and across. The higher, the better, as long as you have no discomfort. If you have discomfort, you just bring it lower and across. If you still have discomfort in those inner hips, just go less across. Okay, so the higher up and more across, the most advanced version of this. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Now we're going to squat and we're going to lift the heels up. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to turn to the side a little bit. So normally you squat down with your feet flat, weight in the heels, but we're going to transfer the weight forward to the balls of the feet and then lift the heels and lower down. Once again, I'd like you to have at least a little fingertip. That way, each time we do it, we can see if we can get a little bit lower into the move. All right, so start small, a little bend at the knees, shift the weight forward to the balls of the feet, and start to lift and peel your heels up off the floor. Maybe they go a little bit, maybe you can go a lot of bit, but you notice that if I lift my heels, my head is not going any higher. I'm not going up and straightening my legs. I'm keeping my knees bent. Actually, if anything, the bend happens more because I lift my heels up. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Feet are hip width distance apart. Bend your knees a little bit, shift the weight forward, and you're going to start to lift your heels. See if you can go way up high, like you've got a really high heel, and lower down, and then rest. Let's see if we can go a little bit lower this time. Get down in there, and then shift the weight, and then start to lift the heels as high as you can go, and lower back down, and take a break. And let's go one more time, maybe that same level, or if you can go even further down, shift the weight forward, and lower down. Nice quad stretch. All right, we're going to take our first balance challenge. I'm going to have you hold a set of heavy weights. So I've got 8-pound weights here, and we're just holding them. We're not going to actually do anything with them. We're just holding them. What this does, it acts as an assist. So if you think of like the tight ropers and they've got that pole, that's actually a weighted pole. It helps them feel balanced on their feet. So we're going to start with just a standing leg. So pick the leg you'd like to start on, and you're just going to lift the leg. I'd like you to lift it straight. Let's see if we can straighten out that front leg and lift it up. And then change. Other side, extend the leg and straighten it and lift it. And change. This time I'm going to have you bend the knee and bring that leg up as high as you can. Now remember, your standing leg, we really want to work on making sure the toe stays forward. Don't let it turn out on you. Straight forward. Lift up that knee as high as you can go. And change. You're going to bend the knee, lift it up, and relax. Now while you've got your weights, we're going to do some shoulder shrugs. So bring the shoulders up towards the ears and lower. Starting to now work into the shoulder blade, into the trap and the shoulder itself. All right, you're going to put one of your weights down. All right, you're going to place this weight into your right hand. I'm going to mirror you with the left, and we're going to do a slow march. So you're going to pick up your right leg, then lower down, and then pick up your left leg, and lower down. Pick up your right, and then pick up your left. Pick up your right, and then pick up your left. One more time, right and left. Change hands. We're going to continue with the march. Right, left, right, left, and right, and left. Excellent. Okay, next we are going to take our one weight and we're going to hold it in nice and tight near the chest, and we're going to open the legs doing a goblet type squat. So your legs are opened, you're going to bend the knees and really push the knees back away from you, behind you. And then we're going to bend the knees only as low as you can go. Keep your shoulders upright. Keep that weight really close to your body and straighten. One more. And take rest. Now we're going to hold the weight up over the head. So if your weight that you have is too heavy to hold up, I want you to change it to something lighter. Otherwise, the holding of the weight up over the head, you are going to balance. We're going to go with that straight leg lift. So you can put your other hand out to the side to give you that little balance, or you can actually hold on. You're going to extend the leg straight, lift it up, and then change feet. Go slow in this movement. See if you can hold that balance. One more round to go. And release. Change the weight to the other side. You're going to press it up, hold it up. We're going to start now with the leg that is on that weighted side. So if you started on your right leg and the right arm, you're going to start with the left. One more round to go. Excellent. Okay, while we're here, we're going to go ahead and do a set of bicep curls. So pick up the weight that's best. I only want you to do one arm though. We're going to do a little bit different curl today. We're going to bring it from this low position. We're going to bring it in towards the center of the chest versus bringing it straight up towards the shoulder. So we're just going to change a little bit of the arm position. Elbows slightly bent. And I've got my fingers facing open at an angle, and then they're going to come in towards chest, fingernails now towards the center and back open. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Change sides. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to do another set of bicep curls, but instead of going inward, we're going to go outward. Okay? So we're going to do 10 on each side. So kind of circle out and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to change out your weight for your long resistance band. Going to do banded pull aparts. We're going to start with a bent elbow, and we're going to push it open to the side. I am pushing away a little bit as well, but I'm not going to go to a straight arm. I've got enough tension that I'm going from here to there and feel like, yeah, I'm working pretty much everything in my upper body. If you need to make it harder because you've got a light band, you just bring your hands closer. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see where I'm starting and finishing. And rest. Next, we're going to do another banded pull apart, but this time with arms straight out in front of your chest. Elbows are slightly bent, but mostly straight. And you're going to pull the arms open to a T until the band touches your chest and then comes back forward. And take rest. Next, you're going to put one foot onto the band to do a bicep curl. And you have the option here to do this in a balance. Okay, so you're going to grab your ends and you're going to bend the elbows and curl up. Now you can see I've got it on just one foot. The other foot is just behind me for support. But if you want to work on the balance, you're going to lift up the foot a little bit behind you, doing a little hamstring curl, and then you're going to try to pull on your band. It's going to be harder to balance because you're putting tension on and then taking tension off. And change legs. And rest. All right, we're going to put your band down. You're going to need your blocks. We're going to go into some deep lunges. So you're going to put your blocks near the top of your mat and you're going to step one foot back into a lunge. You're going to try to get your hips fairly low. Keep the back leg straight. We're going to change legs by stepping forward and then step the other foot back and come low. And step up all the way and shake it out. Okay, we're going to add a rotation twist to this. Hands come down, step your right foot back. Your left arm is going to be the one that's going to reach out to the side, and you can start to rotate your chest. Now, I don't want you to think of reaching your arm up. I want you to think of turning your chest to the side wall and keep your arm in line with your body. And change. So now your right foot is in front. You're going to bring your right arm out to the side, and then you're going to turn your chest to the side wall to the right, keeping your arm in line. Try not to overextend backwards. And release. Stand back up. And shake out those legs. Let's do a really quick quad stretch, so hang on to something. If you want to work this into balance, you can. And change sides. And release. We're going to need our sliders. All right, so for starters, you only need one slide. If you're new to using a slider and you've got a floor like I've got, you actually want the soft, squishy side down and not the hard plastic. The hard plastic side is for carpet. Softy side is for wood floors or tile floors. So now that Ray's come, all right, you're going to stand on your right foot and you're going to put the slider on the toe of your left. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep both legs straight. So you're gonna straighten forward that left leg. Standing leg is straight. And you're gonna bring the leg out to the side. You're gonna feel your butt have to work to do this. And you're gonna bring it back forth, okay? So it goes out to the side and back forward. Trying to keep your shoulders steady is hard to do. A lot of people end up kind of using their whole upper body to help it work. So you really want to work the core by not letting this move. Use the butt to move the leg out and in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's try the other side. Standing foot straight forward, just the toe on the slide. Shoulders stay steady. We go out to the side, squeeze the glute, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Going back to the starting leg, you're going to put just the toe on it. Instead of going out and in, you're going to go forward and back. So this time you will need to bend the knee as it goes through. So you start forward, you're going to bend the knee, extend back, bend the knee, push it forward. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, let's just make this an 8 counter, and 8. Nice. I do want you to see from the side. So when you're doing this, we go forward, you bend the knee, you're going to push it back, and you're going to straighten the leg. I want a butt squeeze. I didn't mention that earlier, but I do want you to pay attention to that this time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, last one, 8. Excellent. Next, we're going to drag the sand. So you're going to put the slide of the whole foot on the slider, the whole foot. You're going to step out to the side and you're going to drag in the foot like you're in the beach and you've got the sand and you're dragging it in. Now you can decide how hard to make this based on how big your step is to the side and how hard you push down into the leg as you slide. So step out, bend the leg that you stepped out on. Keep this leg straight as you slide. And as you slide it in, keep it straight, and then you can straighten the leg that you just stepped out on. I'm going to turn to the side so you can also see. Step out, bend the knee, and then you're going to drag the straight leg and straighten that standing leg. Let's do it again. Same side. Stepping out and drag that foot in, and going again, stepping out and drag that foot in. Let's switch feet. So step out, land on a bent knee, and then you're going to drag it in. Step out, drag it in. Step out, drag it in. Step out, drag it in. You're going to step out, knees bent. The leg that's got the slider is straight, and you're going to try to tighten up the core. You're going to try to bring that leg forward, keep this leg straight, keep this leg bent, and you're going to try to bring it back behind you, keeping it straight, knee bent. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So I'm going to turn, I'm going to do the other leg. You're going to step out. Okay, you got one knee bent. The one that's got the slider is straight. You're going to try to keep your shoulders steady. Your back is flat. Your core is on. You're going to try to slide that leg forward, not in, but forward and straight. And then you're going to bring it back out to the side, making a little circle go behind you. Okay, really hard. Bring it back out to the side and forward. You keep this knee bent. And back out to the side and behind. Yes. Try the other side. So you're in a nice lunge, you've stepped out, you've got that leg bent, got the other leg straight that's going to slide forward. Then you slide it back and forward and back. Yes. Woo! Excellent. We're going to need your mat. We're going to still use the slider. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come back to hands and knees. We're going to bring the slider back towards the back of the mat. Your toe is going to go on the slider, and the leg is going to circle as far to the front as you can towards the top of your mat, and it's going to circle back. This one is, to me, more comfortable to come down onto that right elbow and have the other hand in a push-up position. I'll do a quick demo here. So if I'm on my hands and knees, I'm going to put my left foot on the slider. My right elbow is going to come down, and my left hand is just going to come out where I feel like I'm kind of doing a little mini push-up. Then I'm going to slide that leg up and out and back. Once again, I'm looking for a stretch in the hamstring. I'm working on hip mobility. But the other thing is that right knee, the one that's on the floor, that hip is doing most of that work. Your abs are doing work, but your right hip is doing a lot of work here. You may not feel it, but it is. All right, let's try the other side. All right, so you're gonna be near the edge of your mat, so you got plenty of room. You're gonna put your foot on the slide. You're going to come down onto that left elbow if you're on your left knee and your other arm is bent a little bit, and then you're going to slide it up and out as high up as you can go and back down. You can position yourself, keep moving until you can get a position that does feel like you've got maybe a little bit better range. Okay, next we're going to come onto our side for a side plank, but we're also going to use the slider for a knee drive. So you're going to put the slider at one end, your elbow is going to be at the other end. You're going to take your top foot onto the slide, just the toe pretty much, and then you're going to bend that knee and we're going to bring it up and in towards the abs. Now you noticed I've got my hips down. Okay, this would be your beginner variation. The next level would be to come up onto the side of the knee so your hip is up. I like to keep this hand down because now I've got a target and I'm also leaning more forward into it. I can work my abs and my shoulders, and I'll bend that knee, try to touch knee towards elbow, and back you go. If you're super beastie, it's really, really hard, but you can try it. I'm going to try it. You're going to straighten that bottom leg. You're going to lift yourself up into that side plank. Still have that front arm bent and on the floor, and bring that knee up. Okay? Whatever works for you today. And maybe it's just a side plank without the slider. You can do something, right? There's something you can do. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Kind of getting our little bit of mobility and final core strength. So first, just kind of coming into position on your elbow, and then you're just going to bend that knee, bringing it up and extending back. You can try it then with the hip lifted, hand on the floor, so you've got a target. If you touch it, fine. If you don't, it's okay. This is my favorite version. And then if you want to try the harder one, lift up all the way. I still have this hand down. You could bring it up, I guess, and still do the move. I like the target though. And take a rest. Woo! Let's do some 90-90 switches. So you're gonna lean back a little bit. We're gonna open up the legs and roll to the right. You're gonna bring your left arm across and all the way till you're turning away, looking at the wall behind you. And then switching by bringing that hand back behind you, roll the knees to the other side, and then bring your right arm across. And let's go one more round. This time, if you like to come down onto the elbow, you can come down onto elbow 1 or elbow 2. And then push yourself back up onto your hands if you came down, and then roll to the other side, going into the twist, and then going down elbow 1, option for elbow 2. And then coming back up onto your hands, coming back to center and sit how you're comfortable, maybe across seat. So reach the arms up. So interlace the fingers. You're going to take the palms towards the head first. We're going to go straight up best you can. Then turn the palms up. And then let's do this forward. So palms towards you. We're going to reach forward, even tuck the chin. Head comes up, take the palms forward. Let's take a side bend. So bring your hand down to the mat. You have the option to reach the arm up over the head. You can also just keep it down on your body and just reach and side bend. Shoulders, right? If you want the extra, that's fine. If you've got a bad shoulder, it's okay. And change. And release. All right, guys, that's it for today's class. We'll see you next time.